Hello, today we are going to learn how to arrange the fractions from smallest to the greatest. It is based on the same numerators. The fractions, all of them have the same numerators. In a fraction, the number above the line is a numerator. The number below the line is a denominator. So based on this, let's start. I have drawn the models according to the fraction size, and I have already shaded. So as you can see, 1/3. For this 1/3, this model is break into 3 equal parts and shaded one part. Same thing for the half, same for 1/7 and 1/5. So based on this, you can see half has the greatest amount of portion. So the size of half is the greatest among all of them. So based on this scenario, you can see that the smaller the denominator, the greater the size of fraction. We also look at 1/7. 7 is the greater number than 2. But the greater the denominator, the smaller the size of fraction. So let's start arranging. So half is the greatest. So this is going to be number 4. Why? The greatest, we are arranging smallest to the greatest. So the greatest is number 4. Smallest is going to be number 1. So smallest is going to be 1/7. So this is 1. Second smallest is 1/5. And third smallest is 1/3. So now, let's start writing down the answer. First one is going to be the smallest, 1/7. Second one is going to be 1/5. Third one is going to be 1/3. And fourth one is going to be the greatest, which is the half. This is the smallest. So again, you need to remember this. In exam, if you see the same numerators mean the numbers above the line, all of them are equal. Then the smaller the denominator, we have to look at the denominator. The smaller the denominator, the greater the size of fraction. In this question, we will be arranging the fractions from smallest to the greatest, and these fractions have the same denominators. The denominators are the number below the line. The numerators are the numbers above the line. So now, let's start. I have already shaded the models according to the fraction size. So based on this, 3/10, I have already shaded 3. And for 9/10, I have already shaded 9. So based on this, you can see 9/10 has the largest fraction size compared to 1/10. Therefore, we can conclude if the denominators are same, the smaller the numerator, the smaller the size of fraction. So it is something like that. If you have a pizza and it was cut into 10 pieces, if you get 1 pieces, that means here, you get the smaller portion. But if you get 9 pieces of that pizza, you will get the bigger portion of, you are getting the biggest portion of that pizza. Therefore, if the denominators are same, we have to look at the numerators. The smaller it is, the smaller the fraction. The bigger it is, the greater the fraction. So let's arrange. we are going to arrange from smallest to the greatest. So which one is the smallest? Let's look at the numerator. This is the smallest. So this is going to be 1. Which one is the greatest? The greatest is going to be 9/10, which is going to be 4. So second smallest will be 3/10. Third smallest will be 7/10. So let's write down the answer. 1/10, 3/10, 7/10, and 9/10. That's the answer. Let's arrange these fractions. These fractions have different numerators and denominators. So let's look at the denominators first. When we look at the denominators, we see 9 and 3. And 9 is inside this 3 times table. So we can make all the denominator to be the same. So let's find the common multiple between 3 and 9, which is this 3 can become 9. So first thing first, we will change this denominator to 9. To change this, what do? 1/3, both of them. Both denominator and numerator, we have to multiply with 3. So we will get 3 out of 9. Same thing for this 3. Let's change the denominator to 9. So 2/3 times 3 times 3 to both numerator and denominator, you will get 6 out of 9. Then let's write down the rest. 5, 9, and 2, 9. So based on this, it's very easy for us to arrange. 2, 9 will be the smallest. The biggest will be 6, 9. Second smallest will be 3, 9, and 5, 9. This is going to be smallest. This is going to be greatest. So every time you get different numerators and denominators, we have to look at the denominators, whether we can make them into common multiple or not. So this will be the answer for this question. For this arrangement is based on mixed number and improper fraction. What are the improper fraction? The numerator is larger than the denominator. That is called improper fraction. This is a mixed number. That means they have 1 whole and a half. So let's start. When you see mixed number and improper fraction, I will strongly suggest to make the rest of the improper fractions into mixed number. So first, 5, 3. So it is going to be 5 divided by 3. Numerator is always inside. Denominator is always outside. So 3 times 1, we get 3 minus 5 minus 3, we get 2. This 2 is going to be numerator. 3 is going to be denominator. 1 is going to be whole number. So let's write down 1, 2, 3. Okay, then we will write down this 1 and a half, comma. Now let's settle this. 7, 3. So 7 will be inside, 3 will be outside. 3 times 2, 6 minus 1. You get 1 is a numerator, 3 is a denominator, 2 is a whole number. So you will get 2, 1, 3. So based on this, let's look at the question first. It is in decreasing order. Decreasing means big to small. So the first number will be greatest. The last number will be smallest. So now, let's start. Which one is the greatest number here? First, let's look at the whole number. We have 2, we have 1, we have 1. So it is obvious this is the greatest. 2 1/3 is the greatest, so 2 1/3. Now, we have to look at these two fractions. Whole number is 1. This one, whole number also 1. So they are same. So we will be looking at the fraction itself. 2/3 and a half. 2/3 is definitely bigger than half. Why? Because if you were to draw a model to see, this is half. This is 3 unit. This is half. This is 2/3. So when we shade, you can see 2/3 is definitely greater than the half. So based on this is the second greatest. So 1, I'm sorry, we cannot write this mixed number. Instead, we are supposed to write the original number, which is 5, 3. Same thing for this. We are supposed to write 7, 3. Then the smallest is going to be 1, 1.5. So this is the answer for this. For fraction arrangement, when you write down the answer, you have to use back these original number. We cannot use these. Next question. Arrange the following in increasing order. That means it is small to big. So based on these three fractions, let's look at this. This is a mixed number. This is the improper fraction because why? The numerator is bigger than the denominator. Same thing. This fraction is also improper fraction. So, like I say, when you see mixed number together with improper fraction, I strongly suggest all the improper fraction convert it into mixed number. Now let's start. 2 1/4, we write back as it is. 5 2, we have to convert into mixed number. So 5 will be inside, 2 will be outside. 2 times 2, we get 4, 1. So this one is numerator, 2 is denominator. This 2 will be whole number. So when we write down, it will be 2.5, comma. Now, let's solve this. 11 divided by 5, 2, 10. 2 times 5, we get 10. So 11 minus 10, we left 1. 1 will be numerator, 5 will be denominator, 2 will be the whole number. So let's write this down. You will get 2, 1, 5. So based on this, all the whole number are the same. So we can only compare 1/4, half, and 1/5. So 1/4, half, 1/5. Based on what we learned earlier, the smaller the denominator, the bigger the fraction size. The bigger the denominator, the smaller the fraction size. So based on this, we can see 2.5 is the largest. So it is going to be number 3. We are going to do small to big. So which one is the smallest? These two, 1/5 is the smallest, which is 1. And 2 1/4 will be in the middle. So we have to write them down in original order and original fraction. So first one is 11/5. Second one is 2 1/4. Third one is 5/2. In this question, we will be arranging the following fractions, which are a mix of improper fractions and simplified fractions. Simplified fractions are the fraction which you cannot reduce anymore. So now let's start. Let's look at all the denominator of these 3 fractions. They are 3, 12, and 6. And they happen to be in the same timetables. So 12 is in 3 times table. 6 is also in 3 times table. Same thing, 12 is also in 6 times tables. Based on this, we can find the one common denominator, which is going to be 12. So let's convert all these fractions into same common denominator. So let's start with 2/3. 2/3. 3 to become 12, we have to multiply with 4 to the denominator. If you multiply with 4 to denominator, we also have to multiply with 4 to the numerator. So what do you get? 2 times 4, we get 8. 3 times 4, we have 12. Next, we will bring down this 11/12. Then now let's settle this. 7, 6, multiply by 2, multiply by 2 to both numerator and denominator. So we will get 14/12. Based on these conversion, we can easily see which one is the greatest, which one is the smallest. So greatest is going to be here, and smallest is going to be here. So greatest is going to be 14/12, which is, this is going to be 1. Second one will be 11/12. And the third one will be the smallest, which is 8/12. So now, let's look at the greatest, 14/12. What is the original fraction? 7/6. We have to write in a original fraction form. The second one will be 11/12. That one, the smallest, will be 2/3. So that will be the answer. Thank you for watching. See you again soon.